Alright, first you will need to go to this website, developer.hashicorp.com/terraform/install, and from here you found the operating systems that able to support the installation of Terraform. You have Mac OS, Windows, Linux, and the rest. So in our case, we will use and we will download the Windows installation file. Okay, so we have for Windows, so you click on download for 32-bit, so for 386, and for 64-bit systems, so this one. Okay, so let's click on download, and it should not take a while for the download to be done. Next, we click on the show in folder to where our Terraform downloaded file is. So here it goes. So let's open it, and you could read the license, and you can copy the Terraform application. So in our case, we want to put it on drive C and create a folder here, for example dev, and let's say we put in another folder or subfolder tf for Terraform. Okay, then finally we place our file. Again, up to you where you will save your file. In my case, I'll just have this folder structure dev tf, and that's where I will put my Terraform application. Next, you need to go to System Properties, Advanced, Environment Variables, and go to the path and edit a path and add in the installation location or the location where we save or place our Terraform. So edit, so new, so it should be c:dev /tf, and that should be it. Click OK, and click OK to verify that Terraform application is in place. So you just go and open a command line terminal and type in Terraform -- version, and it should show the version that you have just downloaded. So in our case 1.10.5, which equates to what we have downloaded just now. Next, you need to have some code editor in your operating system. So in my case, I will use Visual Studio Code. So for those of you who haven't downloaded, so you can go to this website, code.visualstudio.com. In my case, I already have it installed in my computer. So if you take a look at this editor, so this is Visual Studio Code. While we are here at Visual Studio Code, let's find some extensions related to Terraform. So you go to extensions and you search for Terraform, and this will really help. Okay, so you have language support, you have HashiCorp syntax highlighting. So we'll add in or install that is from the HashiCorp itself. So let's click on this extension and it will install. Next, we minimize first Visual Studio Code, and let's come back here after we get some Terraform codes. So we are here now at the install subpage, so we just go back to Terraform home and go into, let's say, tutorial library, or even this one, get started. So in our case, let's try Azure, and it should give you some or information on how to create infrastructure as a code using Terraform in Azure. Okay, so let's go and click this link, build infrastructure in Azure. So for example, it's just to create Azure resource group. So let's click on what are the requirements in order to do so. So basically it lists down the prerequisites, What's the Terraform version? We need Azure CLI. So in our case, we will install it later. After which we need to authenticate. Of course, we need to authenticate so that the Terraform could have the rights or to create the resources. So it means creating a service principal, possibly service principal, or there are other methods, and so on and so forth. And then we will have our new file, our very first Terraform file, which will be named main.tf. That's the file extension for Terraform. And we'll just copy this and later paste it on our Visual Studio Code. So as one of the prerequisites, so we need to install Azure CLI. So you can go to this website and browse down, scroll down, and you'll find for 32-bit or 64-bit. So again, we will just install a 64-bit installer for our CLI. Let's wait for it to download. Okay, download is finished, and let's just go to the location to where we have the files and double click the installer, and it should install the Azure CLI. So preparing to install and going through the requirements, accepting, and click install, and by no time it should be done. Okay, the Azure CLI installation has finished. We will verify if our Azure CLI installation is done properly. So we go to command prompt once again and type in az space -- version. So it should show the CLI that are installed and what are their versions and their corresponding dependencies.